Hi, today I will talk about some of the Chinese dishes that were actually created in Malaysia. Malaysian Chinese foods are mostly based on a variety of dishes from Fujian, Cantonese, Teochew, and Hakka. The Chinese culinary traditions in Malaysia have developed over time to fuse with local tastes, and some of the Malaysian Chinese foods and recipes are closely connected to a particular region, town, or village. Number 1, we have Hong Peng or Hiong Peng. Hong Peng is the Hokkien word which means fragrant pastries in English. While Hong Peng traces its ancestry and history back to China, it is very different from the traditional Chinese pastries in terms of its taste and the recipe. Hong Peng is one of the most popular foods in Ipoh. It is filled with a sticky feeling that is sweet and slightly savory and topped with sesame seeds for extra fragrance, hence the name. It is also available in various flavors such as durian, pandan leaves, and also coffee. At number 2, we have pai tea. Pai tea is a thin and crispy pastry tart shell kueh. Pai tea is filled with a spicy, sweet combination of thinly sliced vegetables and prawns, and it is a popular dish of the Peranakan people from Penang, and the shells are made of flour. The principal filling, similar to popiah, is shredded Chinese turnips and carrots. And for potlucks, for home parties and picnics, this famous Peranakan dish from Penang makes for a very perfect appetizer. Then at number 3, we have bak kut teh, which is another well-loved Malaysian dish, which means pork bone tea. Even though Singapore tried to claim that this is theirs, but the truth is that during the colonial times, this herbal soup dish is well known to have been produced in Malaya, more specifically in Port Klang. The name refers to a powerful Chinese oolong tea that is usually served alongside the soup. Tie Guan Yin tea is typically the type of tea, the variety of tea that is eaten in the belief that the abundant amount of fat consumed in this pork-laden dish is dissolved. And finally, we have Tambourine Biscuits, also known as Tausa Pia. Tausa means bean paste and Pia is biscuits. It is made from wheat flour, sugar, green bean paste, fried onions, lard, and salt. It is a very popular Penang delicacy, and this biscuit is one of Penang's must-buy souvenirs. They are also called as dragon balls by some locals, and the biscuits are sweet and salty, and the crust is also sweet, and the green bean paste filling is also salty.
Chinese food and foodway in Southeast Asia and beyond deal with anthropology of food in Southeast Asia. In particular, examines how variants of Chinese food are transferred, reproduced, and localized by overseas Chinese community. Almost all of the contributors to the volume are anthropologists, yet this is hardly a typical anthropographic project. Anthropographic usually based on stuff that making anthropology, case study, detailed description in particular virtue and event, carefully analysis of observation, practice and specific observation. In first section in article Chinese food and foodway in Southeast Asia and beyond, Tan Ching Ben discussed about Chinese Malayan, i.e. Malaysian and Singapore food, and argue that Chinese food in Southeast Asia goes through process of reproduction, invasion and globalization. Together with Nancy Block chapter on the influence of Chinese gastronomy of Pacific region and David Wu essay on his encounter with Chinese food with Chinese restaurant food in many different places in and beyond Southeast Asia. That Chinese foodway in different communities in Southeast Asia have many similarities, and that the cooking and eating practice of each community display specifically characteristics that have been shaped by gastronomical traditions of the region of origin, e.g. Fujian, Guangzhou, Hainan, Yunnan, and Kashan, as well as by the ethnic and regional cuisines of their respective host societies. Chinese food in Myanmar For example, an Kiaming offering the Cantonese congregation and wedding banquet at the Yunanis Society in Mandalay described by Duang Ying are very similar to the feast and wedding of the Chinese community.
There are many popular Chinese cooking styles. The first one of Chinese cooking style is stir frying. Stir frying is the classic Chinese cooking style. This is the easiest way to cook the food. The list of dishes is with fried rice. The second cooking style is steaming. This is the healthiest cooking technique to make the Chinese food. The food will taste more fresh and delicious. The most famous example of steaming is dim sum and dumpling. The third one is red stewing or red cooking. This is the unique Chinese cooking style. For red cooking, we need a stew pot. Next, the simplest among all the Chinese cooking style is boiling. Boiling is the other go-to of traditional Chinese